Greetings from Frontiere, the channel that explores new scenarios in the world of work, emerging roles, and the skills needed to succeed in them. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. In the next 20 years, humanity will change more than it has in the last 3 or 4 centuries. We no longer live in a linear world. We live in an exponential one. Our performance no longer increases from 4 to 5, but from 4 to 16. If we represent this on a Cartesian plane, placing time on the x-axis and progress on the y-axis, the line becomes a curve and never meets the axis again. What does that mean? It basically means that we know how fast we're going, but we don't know where we are. We are facing technologies that, as we've said, are not only exponential, but also combinatorial and transformative, shaping our future. We are surrounded by powerful accelerators of time, particularly nanotechnology, genetics, artificial intelligence, and robotics. Think about what it means to combine robotics and artificial intelligence, machines that not only perform a specific task better than we do, but also adapt to their environment, listen, and speak. We are now in the era of agentification, meaning intelligent agents that will deliver personalized services. And let's think, for example, about genetics, about DNA manipulation, about new genetic editing techniques that will allow us to predict our health for even less than $50. And let's think about cloning. Thousands of animals have been cloned, and are we really sure that humans haven't been cloned as well? And nanometers, and therefore nanotechnologies, smaller than a hair, study the infinitely small and have a huge impact on material science, medicine, energy, and have made great progress. All of this clearly entails some ethical issues. Let's think about the film Gattaca from the 90s, which tells the story of a society divided between genetically modified humans and ordinary people, or about nanorobots or HAL 9000, the artificial intelligence from 2001, a space odyssey that takes control over the human crew. It's clear that all of this definitely leads to ethical problems. So we are facing accelerators of technological change that have never existed before in such a rapid way. If there's one thing that has changed, it's precisely the speed and the difficulty for us to adapt to this pace. These are accelerators that break the timeline, pushing us out of the present and throwing us into the future. Mapping all these unknown and unknowable territories is quite complicated when it comes to understanding what jobs might exist in the future. At the same time, there is the fear that a class of super qualified, highly paid workers will emerge alongside a multitude of poorly paid workers who do not lead dignified lives. Some even predict a workforce that will be useless in the future full of machines. And it's obvious that these 4 forces are not only closely interconnected, but are also related to the 2 ongoing transitions, the digital one and the energy transition. Many jobs will disappear, others will change, and there will certainly be new ones. In 2025, 800,000 green jobs are expected. Green workers in Italy already number more than 3 million, making up over 13% of the employed population. And among them, we definitely have almost 200 recycling professions in which, as we know, Italy holds the record, but we also have the flagship role among these green jobs, which are renewable energy technicians, as well as roles that have evolved, such as architects. Just think that today, architects are knowledgeable about energy saving and energy efficiency, just as agronomists have become green managers. There has also been a significant increase in the number of electrical line technicians, right? They are much more numerous now. And then, over the next 5 years, we will also have about 4 million digital workers, who are no longer just those working on hardware and software, but are, for example, cybersecurity experts, right? We experienced this during the pandemic with the fight against hacker attacks on healthcare facilities, or with data scientists, those professionals who work with the billions of data points downloaded from the web, real data mines. These data and the information extracted from them are then passed on to data scientists who use artificial intelligence tools to describe, interpret, and explain them. In the same way, new roles are emerging that must manage artificial intelligence, from algorithm programmers to those who clean up toxic language on the internet, to those who create prompts to push the boundaries, to those who design quantum algorithms, but also those working with cloud computing and 5G networks. This is because the planet is wrapped in an integrated network that connects billions of devices, and we must not lose control over it. The algorithmic invasion of the job market will also affect healthcare, with clinical engineers, nanomedicine specialists, and biomedical engineers. In the 2022 job postings, the first IT specialists and engineers were hired, just as the public administration will also need to undergo digitalization. And here too, roles related to IT will appear, but even today there are already DPOs who are data protection officers, because privacy will be extremely important in the future, as there will be a tendency to erode it. So we will probably live in either a paradise or perhaps in a hell. And as usual, everything will once again depend on us. Thank you for your attention. Share your opinions because they are important, especially on topics like this. See you in the next video.